Hi guys! It's really late, so I know I look like total junk. But anyways, I was going to do the bodice tutorial, and unfortunately, it's way more work than I was expecting to do the underneath part of, because I don't have a dress form, so I'm trying to work with my body measurements and pinning things on myself, and it's getting all crazy. But I decided that I could do the shoes, so I have everything for those pretty much. Tonight I'm just going to glitter them and show you how to do that with the Mod Podge. It's wet, so I have to be really careful, but after I'm done, they're going to look like kind of this, and it's kind of like a little glittery ombre effect that I have going on here. And of course the heel will be the same way. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to look kind of icy and pretty. So what I did to this one was actually quite simple. I layered it with the sparkly Mod Podge that I have, which is this right here. And I actually painted that right on with a sponge, which I'm going to show you a whole shoe. I only did one of them so far, so that way you can see. But I did use literally a sponge, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. I used this to glue it right on there. So I'll show you that, and then I actually have my spray Mod Podge, which I used directly afterwards to put the glitter on. So I'm going to spray the whole shoe once all of this actual glitter is dry on here. With this, again, I'll probably do like a few coats so that it's really stuck on there, and when you rub it, the glitter doesn't come off. You know, I want it to be really sealed on there. Right now, this is still really wet, this shoe that I have right here, so I am going to let this sit for a while, because next week when my my new hot glue gun comes in, I will put the snowflakes on that, and then I'll dust those with glitter and everything too. So now that there's glitter all over my table, it's everywhere. It's taking over. Ah! So I'm sorry. Now you all think I'm crazy. That's okay. So alright. So plain shoe. Nothing on it. Probably the price tag should come off, I guess. If you have one on your shoe, make sure you take it off. I don't have one on that one, so I forgot that there was one on this one. It's not wanting to come off. Ah! Oh God. This is awful. It's like really stuck. Should not be doing this at midnight. Definitely gonna have to put some music in here, because this is probably really boring to watch already. Okay, well, we'll just say that that's good enough. I mean, it's a little thing, but we can get that off later. Alright, so I'm gonna just adjust my camera so that you can watch this. Unfortunately, I'm working off of a laptop camera, so it's kind of sucky. That's fine, I guess. I'm not too worried about it, but alright, so here we go. No, I have no forehead. That's okay. So let's start with this guy. Now all I'm doing is literally just in this instance, I'm just dipping this in here. It's actually white when you start. See that? And it dries clear. So you don't have to really worry about making any weird lines or mistakes or anything like that. Just want to make sure that you paint the whole thing. So I'm just literally just going through really quickly and just putting this on top. And with the glitter Mod Podge that I bought, it's actually really easy to see what I'm doing on here, because the glitter pretty much covers it, so I know if I forgot a spot or not. I'm just gonna keep going through and do the whole shoe this way. And I didn't put a particularly thick coat on, mostly because I am going to be walking in these, and even though this stuff dries pretty flexible, I don't want it to crack and break off. So I'm doing like very super thin coat here, and I'm going to use a spray one afterwards to seal it all and everything, because if I use this, it's too thick of a layer and it's just going to like, I feel like it's just going to peel off my shoes, and I'm actually not comfortable with that. This is the first time that I'm doing this. So I'm going to do a couple test runs of these shoes before I actually finish them up and wear them to the convention, just to make sure that this will work out okay. If not, I'm going to have to take it off and start again. But as far as I know, this should work out just fine, because Mod Podge tends to dry nice and flexible, so should be okay. Again, just keep a really thin layer, you're going to run into some trouble. So, get that half of the shoe done. And I'm just doing this other half really quick here. And probably if you have gloves, you might want to wear them. I didn't bring any home, so kind of getting acrylic stuff all over me. It's fine. It's not gonna kill me. I mean, I don't think so anyways. It didn't hurt me earlier when I did the other shoe, so I'm assuming it's probably fine. If you're allergic to acrylic, obviously, definitely wear some sort of protection, or probably don't use this method. Alright, so I'm just finishing this side. And this layer isn't particularly important, it's just to get a sparkly base on there, and I mean, you could probably just go straight into the spray if you wanted. I just want to make sure that there's not going to be any part of the shoe that's not glittery, that everything's, you know, well covered and all set. So, just make sure that I get everything here. Just this little spot right here. And I'm sorry, I know that my microphone quality is awful due to my lack of an actual microphone and working off a laptop. Alright. So, that part's done. Yay! Alright. I'll just put this down. If you have like a newspaper, you can put that down on the surface that you're using to kind of keep the glitter contained and to prevent anything from getting messed up. I'm actually just using paper plates because I don't get newspapers and I didn't think to bring any home or anything with me. So this actually dries rather quickly, or at least starts to. So you'll find like I'm touching it and I'm not really getting very much on me, which is awesome. But so this next part, let's cover this up really quick. I'm going to use the spray. And again, if you have something that you can use underneath, awesome, do that. I am going to try to just use this. I was actually spraying it in my kitchen, so I wasn't getting it on anything. But now that I'm sitting down at my table here, so I dropped this entire shoe on the floor. I'm a little more hesitant. So I'm going to start with the toe of the shoe. Earlier when I was getting ready for this other shoe, I actually started mixing up my glitters, so I don't know if you can necessarily 100% tell. Here's one. That's the darkest one, and then that's the in-between, and then of course, you know, I have the white right here. So I just kind of mixed them up in cups and nothing big. At the end, I actually used what was on here to kind of like shade a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. It actually looks cool if it's not perfect because I know it's a little hard to see on the camera, but it actually looks kind of like it's snowing, which is pretty awesome because, I mean, Elsa's a snow queen, so more power to you, really, you know. Alright, so this stuff, you want to have some ventilation. I have windows open. I know I have my shades down, but it's like freezing outside, so I don't want to die. But I do have them open so that I don't inhale this and, you know, pass out in a few hours or something. So we just spray. Whoop. where you're gonna glitter. You don't have to like keep spraying it. It doesn't need like a whole pound of it or anything. And let's see, starting with my darkest one first. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So I'm gonna just do this at the toe, and if you have like a shaker or something, then you know, go for it. That might be easier. I'm just glittering it by hand like this, because the tip that I did on the other one, I literally just covered the whole tip in the darkest color. Basically everything that it would reach, like that. And then you're going to take your shoe and just shake it off so that you don't get any like loose bits. So after that first glitter, that's what that looks like right there. Now you see I have at the tip of the toe, there's all that stuff that I missed. I'm going to use the middle color for that part because I want it to kind of fade gradually, and I don't want it to look like, you know, I attacked it too much. So I have the middle color right here, and I'm going to actually just use this right on the spots that were still wet from my first spray here. I'm just going to go through a little bit. Nothing serious. You don't want to put too much because you are trying to blend. So I see it doesn't. I didn't really fill it there. I just kind of put a little bit. I'm going to respray because it's drying a little bit. So I'm going to spray just a little bit more. And that was my dog. They're being crazy right now and playing with each other. I don't know why they're so energetic at this time of the day, but that's okay. So you just be careful too, because if you're spraying directly on where you have glitter, it might be a problem. So spraying up a little bit higher in the air so that I don't have that issue, even though inevitably glitter will get everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to do the tip of the toe right here. That middle glitter, that done. Make sure that it's nice and sparkly and even, and it's not going to look terrible later on. Okay, and then what I didn't do, I'm taking the white with now, and I'm going to just tack it. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and just attack it. The white again. Okay, and then you shake. And then this is what that looks like now. And over there, oops, wow, that's not in my camera. Okay, so. And then there's of course going to be a little bit of places that you want to work on. So you can keep going over it with a few layers if you want. Ow. My wrist is cramping up from holding that little heel. I actually have a spot down here that didn't get anything on it, so I don't really like that. I want, you know, more color right there. So I'm going to just spray. And I'm going to put a little bit of this medium color. Not a lot though. And then I'm going to use the white as a filler for all the spots that I missed. And that usually helps even that all out and make it really pretty. So, alright, so now we're getting a little bit better. We're getting a little less liney. A little bit more gradual, so you just want to keep going like this. It's just kind of all like an eyeing game. You don't have to really like be super serious about where you're putting the colors or whatever, because, you know, as I'm seeing, you're starting to see right here, like it's kind of going from dark, like a middle, and then it's going to go to white. So I'm going to keep kind of spraying and layering, and just, you know, having fun with it. You can kind of make it more sparkly, you know, whatever color you want, or if you want it to be less sparkly in certain places, you know, depending on what kind of shoes you're doing. If you weren't just doing Elsa, you know, you could do the same thing, but layer it a little differently. I mean, you just keep doing this. It's not rocket science. It's not super crazy, you know. I'm not like fumbling around and not really sure what I'm doing. And actually I found, like, if I tap after I've put the glitter on, if I keep tapping, I can actually kind of move it around a little bit before it totally like solidifies. So I can help break up those lines a little bit while it's right on there. And you get it all over you though if you do that. So again, if you have gloves, I suggest wearing them for this whole endeavor. And definitely not skimping on them and not forgetting them like I did. Alright, So I'm starting to like the way that this is looking over here. There's still a few places that will need some work, but I mean, like I said, you just keep kind of going through and doing whatever. So I'm going to stop talking and I'll speed this part up and just let you see everything. Alrighty, so I'm totally covered in glitter now. Wow. It's everywhere! That's okay though. If you put your newspaper down like I told you, you'd not be covered in glitter like me. So that's awesome. You're gonna have a lot of leftover glitter from this, but the good news is that I'm actually gonna save all of this because I'm gonna be using it on her bodice anyways. So I'm not really wasting anything here. So I'm just gonna combine these. And when I get to that point, I already have some mixed, just so that's going to save me a little bit of time, actually. It's pretty cool. If you get any of this on your hands and it's dry and stuck like it is on me, soap and water and just scrub them. It'll come off. I mean, it actually like kind of peels off. It's like similar to when your nail polish isn't totally dry yet, I guess, and you can kind of peel it off your nails. It's the same way with your hands. So that's fine. And then I will show you now that I made a mess of everything in this entire apartment here. Alright. Woo! Glitter City! Okay. So let me put these here, and then you can see them. I guess I'll put this one like this. And we'll just go down. Here, let me move that out of your way. Okay, so we have this one, and if you look, I'll turn it for you, and you can see it's got a very pretty gradient. I actually really like this, the way this turned out. It's a little easier to see in person. It's not as harsh as it looks on camera, but it is very pretty, and when we put the snowflakes on the tips where that really dark is, it's going to be super beautiful, I think, so I'm pretty excited for that. Put that down. And I mean, this one's the same way if you look. And again, these don't have to be absolutely perfect. It's not like you know, anybody's going to be, judging your glitter skills. I mean, I'm sure they might, but they look beautiful regardless. I actually really like how these came out. I'm very excited. There's one spot on this one that I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. Oh, you can see the glitter in my hands. Oh, geez, that's awful. Where is the camera? Oh, geez. Anyways, there's a lot of glitter there. So, just kind of play with it. You can do whatever you want with this, and I'm going to let these dry overnight, and then I'll spray them in the morning with this, the spray Mod Podge again, and I'll do coats, and then I'll let it dry in between each coat, and it'll seal the glitter in, it'll seal it, but because I did a few coats without really letting it dry, I need to, like, leave it alone. So, I'm going to do this one last little spot really quick that I missed, or that I don't think is 100%, you know, where I want it to be. And then I'll leave them alone for the night. And then next week when my new, oh geez, brain moment. My new glue gun comes in, I can show you guys how to do all that. So, that's much better. Yay! Okay. So, and then just tap. Yay! Tapping. So, these will sit here on my kitchen table and terrify my boyfriend when he sees them because glitter is the devil or something. It's evil. He's gonna come get him. Yeah, so that concludes how to glitter shoes, and it's really simple. It's so easy. I thought it was going to be a lot harder the first time I did it with like regular shoes. This is the first time I've done it with leather ones, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so it's very simple. It looks super pretty, and it's perfect for her. I'm really excited how these came out because they're the most comfortable shoes that I could find for this cosplay. They have like this super squishy interior and they're awesome to wear. And now they're going to look just like they need to. They're going to be perfect and sparkly and icy. And I didn't spend a lot of money on them. It's not like I went on my way to pay for, you know, these awesome already done shoes or whatever. So I think probably like total cost for this whole like shoes and everything, it's like $25, and that's including probably the amount of, you know, Mod Podge I use and the amount of glitter. And I'm not using any of these items for just one thing either, so it's actually really, you know, convenient and a really good way to work things out because now I have a whole bunch of stuff that I already use, but I have it for other things too. So I'm sorry that this has been a little bit of a messy video. I wasn't really planning on doing anything tonight, but now I'm just like, whatever. I had to do something because I promised you guys a video on Monday and I didn't have time to do it. So at least here's the shoes, and we'll finish them next week. I will be trying to put something up of the bodice tomorrow if I can. I have school, unfortunately, for 14 hours, so we'll see if I have time or not. I might actually be able to do it at school. We'll see if, if I find some extra time there to show you guys that. So, have a good night. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry that this took me a couple extra days or an extra day or whatever, and it wasn't the bodice video, it's shoes. But hopefully that was somewhat instructive, and yeah, have a great night, okay? Thank you for watching. Bye.